Welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So you can tell we're doing a painting. Yes, we are. So I'm gonna get some paint set up on my paper plate. I'm just using a paper plate tonight, guys. So we'll see if anybody jumps on. All right, so I'm going in with some light blue violet. Welcome, guys. And I had a request to do an autumn painting. So I suck at them because I always go overboard on my colors. So I'm going to try to not do that today. I'm going to try really hard. So I don't know what we're painting other than I do want to put some fall colors in, and I do want, I want a bridge. I don't know if I will get to doing the bridge, but I do want to put a bridge in. So yeah, that's kind of one of those, so I'm just randomly putting some colors on here. Welcome, guys. And I'll probably end up, I don't know, we could end up changing midstream too. So, you know, it is what it is. So, I haven't done a live on a Saturday night, so we'll see how it goes. All right, all right. So I am just gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna get a sky color in, and I'm doing the light blue violet for the sky. I don't usually use this color for the sky, but I'm trying something different. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions, put it in the comment, and every now and then I will stop and take a break and read any comments. I try to keep up with them. All right, so let's just get our top of our canvas painted here. And I think I'm going to switch it and use a bigger brush. So this is an acrylic one tonight. Again, so my hands are so broke out, guys. I've got to try to do things where I'm not having to keep my hands in the water as much or in gloves. So, all right, I'm just going to pick up some white now. Get some of that in there. Alrighty. So if you're just jumping on, say hey, let me know where you're watching from. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the alizarin crimson, which is kind of like a mauve-y color. And I'm just gonna pick it up on my dirty brush, and we're gonna start getting, just so we have a little something different in our sky. Hey, Dawn. Is your name, is it weather rainy or rainy weather? Welcome. All right, I'm gonna go in with some more white and some more blue just to kind of get, just want a little something. Oh, and I got a little bit of red, so that's gonna be okay too. It's just gonna give us a little bit of a pink hue. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go right about there with our sky. So I do have a resin project that's going to be uploaded for tomorrow, guys. But it's like I can only do one like resin project at a time because my hands are, I mean, they're splitting so bad. It's, yeah. And I know last time I went through that and then it just went away. I don't know exactly what it is, but all I know is my hands are really been painful. So I do have a cool one video coming up tomorrow. In fact, when I get done this painting, I'll be finishing that one up. So yeah. Okay, so now I am gonna switch my plate and we're gonna get some primary blue on my palette. And oh my gosh, guys, no matter what I do, the cream that Nicole over at Ben's Work uses, I have tried everything, Dawn. Lately I have just been taking the cortisone 10 cream, squirting it in my hand and putting it on like hand cream. And then I kind of sit there and let it soak in. And then throughout the day, I've been using the Jergens Ultra Healing and putting that on. And at least it doesn't feel like my fingers are going to split. It's like my fingers get so to the point where they feel like they're going to just split right open. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's crazy. That's all I know. It's crazy, crazy. All right. Let me go in. We're going to get, so I want to have a few like distant trees in this section here. I do want to put a cabin in. So we will have a landmass. We will have some water, and some more land because obviously we need land on both sides in order to put a bridge in. So I do want a bridge and I do want to put a fence in. I love doing fences and I haven't done that on a live yet, but also I want to get some like distant trees that are starting to change color. Let me see. I am going to put, all right, I got blue in this plate, but I'm going to wait on that for a minute. And I am going to try to find my small filbert brush. It's like I have my few favorite, oh, here it is. My few favorite brushes, but I bring them all out because I never know what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and wet this. And I'm going to try going in with some of the burnt sienna and the yellow ochre and kind of get like a fall-ish color. So I had somebody at the last art walk I went to hey, Katie, and she wanted something with fall. So I'm like, that's the one thing I don't do a lot of, but I'm like, you know what? We're gonna attempt it today. So actually, I need 2 filbert brushes. Maybe this one will work. All right, I'm gonna go in with some, like a dark green first, and then I'm gonna go over some of it with again, no matter what I do, I cannot stay clean. And as you probably can see, I've got stuff all over my shirt, sawdust, because I've been making wooden sconces with my lanterns. So I did show that in my my Facebook group, so they've seen it, but you guys on Facebook haven't yet. So, all right, I'm just gonna go in with a dark green, and we're gonna just try to start getting a little something, you know, because the evergreens, they don't change as much as, you know, like leafy trees, but I do want to have a little something in the background. Just kind of, you know, whether it's grass or trees or whatever. And I don't need these ones to be too in focus right yet, because we're gonna put in like another layer over them. All right, let me see if I can just get watching live tonight. I watched a couple of your resin videos earlier today while I was working on some night lights. Awesome, thank you so much. Well, I am glad you can catch a few too, catch a live. I know sometimes, you know, not everybody can catch it when I do go live. So what I've been doing, instead of trying to schedule it, especially with my hands, you know, kind of acting up, is I've, like if I can't get a video finished, then I will try and like do a live, because, you know I can do something with that right off the bat. All right. That is, all right, so let's see if we can get something a little bit more representing a tree. All right, I don't like this brush, so I'm gonna switch brushes. We'll go back to this one. And again, these are gonna be more in the distance, just to kind of have something in there. Congrats, comment and post it on my post. I'm so ecstatic. I reached my 1,000 gold. Yes, awesome. That is so awesome. I know when I first like reached mine, I was like, are you kidding me? Really? Yeah, it doesn't take much to excite us, does it, Dawn? You know, and people that don't make videos, they don't understand the amount of work that goes into making, you know, these videos. I don't know how to edit, so what you see is what I post. So that's why sometimes, you know, they're a little bit long, but you see everything. There's, you know, I'm not hiding any mistakes or anything like that. So I'm also working on a, Andy, was your 1,000 subscriber? Yes. So yeah, it's, I'm working on a PowerTex video as well. I started that today, and hopefully that and the resin one will be coming out over the next couple of days. So, okay, so now I've got to get some sort of, I got to figure out where I want my bigger trees. So I'm going to get a couple in here. And I'm going to do pine tree. I am going to do some regular stick trees too, but I want to have the pine trees, at least 1 or 2 pine trees in the backdrop before I go ahead. So I am going to take a little bit of, I'm going to take a little bit of my dark blue, and I'm going to put it here. A bunch of the green and some of the burnt sienna. And we're just going to make a really dark green. Kind of like that. And then I wipe my brush off, and that's, when I do my painting classes, that's the biggest problem that people have. They're like, oh, I can't get mine to look like yours. Well, it's usually because they have too much paint on their brush. So, all right, let's just put a little bit bigger one. I am waiting for it to cool down a bit to do some pouring. It's been unseasonably warm here. Thank you, Katie. I know it's been really hot here too. I actually had to put my AC on in my room because it was so humid. And I knew that it was going to mess with my resin. Welcome to Crazy Shuckers. I like that name. All right, so we're not having really big ones yet. I just want a little something in that foreground. And then I just kind of like get it to the end of my brush. Oh, it stays running. Yeah. When my son is home on the weekends, it gets so cold upstairs. I was freezing today. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so cold. But he works out in this heat all the time, all day. So I understand him wanting to be, you know, cool when he's home. Yeah. And let's put a little one right here, a little crooked one. All right. So on my brush, I'm just going to wipe it off with my paper towel. And actually, I'm going to get a clean paper towel because I have a crap ton of green and blue on that. We're in North Carolina. My husband works out in it too. Oh, I know it. And that sucks. My husband did too until he was forced to retire when he got injured. So yeah, it sucks. So I'm going to go in with this burnt sienna and yellow ochre. And I'm just going to do like a little bit on these trees. Like, you know, they're starting to maybe shed some of their needles. I don't want a lot. You know, just enough to give, you know, there's a little something else going on back there. All right, so we're gonna, all right, let's see. Let me get some ground in right now because I've got to figure out where I am going. So I'm gonna do, let's see, which way do I want to go? All right, so I want a river. Let's see, where do we want the river coming from? Hey, Laura. Let's see if we put the river coming, like through here. All right, I can always change it after. All right, so when you're putting things in, the river's going to be smaller back here than it is down here. So we want to start, you know, somewhat small. And I don't know exactly where my river's going to start yet, so we're just going to get something in there just so I know kind of where, because like I said, I want to put a bridge in, so I'm going to need some sort of water base or something for the bridge to go over. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything, Laura. Okay, Katie. Yeah, I and it's like, I like doing the resin, but I've been getting bored. So I've been like trying to add the rhinestones and the bling to it to just to dress it up a bit. All right, so maybe what we'll do is we'll turn this into a waterfall at some point, but I've got my, you know, like my start of where my river's going. And so right now I'm just kind of getting some colors blocked in so I kind of know where I'm heading. So I'm going to take a little bit of black. Oh, that just went all over. Just adding 2-part epoxy. We sell mostly UV. Oh, resin jewelry. We had an event today and I'm whooped now. Oh yeah, those events will wear you out for sure. I had one last Saturday and I am still trying to catch up from that. Around here, my jewelry doesn't sell much. So yeah, I don't know why, but it doesn't. All right, so I'm just gonna get some ground cover going here. So I'm gonna bring that right into that water. So I do the art walk where I display my paintings and my resin work. So, and on my last live, somebody had asked if my last black and white had sold. Oh, really? So Laura's from South Jersey. So that's not too far from me. I'm in Maine. So I know that's not too far. All right, so let's get some colors blocked in. outside Nashville. I like seeing where everybody is from. All right, so we got to get just some ground cover going so we know. All right, so we're going to go right to about there. The worst thing I do is I forget to do my sides of my canvases, and I'm trying to get better at doing that. What's that? You're originally from Maine? Wow. I'm in southern Maine. All right, so now we've got some good ground something going on this side. All right. And let's get some ground cover going over here. All right, so I'm gonna... You've been there for 30 years now? Yeah, I've always only lived in Maine. All right, so let's get some, and if I need to make my water bigger after, I can, because I'm still gonna have to lighten it and all that. Right now, I'm just trying to get something going here where your daughter lives in Wiscasset? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm in Waterboro. Originally from Sanford, but we moved here to Waterboro like 30 years ago, so one day you'll get to see Maine. Yes, hopefully. All right. Stop my jibber jabber in here and try to get this color in. So I'll probably add a different brush here in a little bit. You live in Syracuse, New York, but your family in Wells? Oh, Wells is not far from here. Yes, we have awesome seafood. Yeah, I want to get to the beach here sometime real soon. But during the summer, it's hard for us to get to the beach because there's usually so many tourists. But my daughter said the other day she had gone and she said that it wasn't really full. So I don't know. Okay. So let's get a little bit bigger tree going here. And I need a little bit more green. So I'm just mixing my green in with my black so I can get a dark green, and then we're gonna lighten it after. All right, so let's get a bigger tree going because I do want to put a little house or cabin or something in here, but I need something big in the background. So let's... And I'm not liking this brush. Painting today by a fellow creator. Oh, that was so nice. All right, just so we have a little something else going on. I'm not liking this brush, but I can fix it with my other brush after. I'm gonna put another one. You need a beach day? Oh, yeah, I so need a beach day. Let's see, I'm gonna do one right here. Okay. All right, let's all right, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make a lighter yellow green. And we're gonna, and I switched to a smaller brush. So I'm just getting a little bit of a different color in here right now. And then we will go back over it when it dries. Okay. All right, so let me get my house in where I think I want that. Let's see, what am I going to use for a brush? We'll try this brush. All right, so I am going to put the roof right here. So I don't know what color my house is going to be yet, so I'm going to get it in there so we can see it. And okay. So I'm going to grab a flat brush and we're going to try and get a grayish roof. Okay. And let's do this reddish burnt sienna for our sides here. Now this will dry darker, so I might have to go back over it with another color. Because I want to put like some wood grain through this. Right now I just got to get my colors and my shapes right. Okay. I'm just widening this gable end or whatever it's called. And I'm just kind of lightening that up just a smidge. Like over here, it doesn't matter because I'm probably going to have some bushes or something in there. My cabin's looking like it's going the wrong direction here. Hang on. Sometimes it takes me a few tries to get my my angles right on my buildings. And now I'll go back in with some red, and we will extend our building. So that's, I mean, that's the beauty of the paint. You can just, you know, if you don't like something, you can paint over it. You can change your angles. All right, I'm gonna make some more of the gray. All right, it's starting to look a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna put a tree here, so I'm not gonna worry about it because the front of the cabin's looking okay. All right, now, let's see. So we gotta have a path or something here. So as I'm getting closer, I'm making it a little bit bigger. I haven't done a building in a couple of years, so I knew I was going to be a little bit rusty on that. All right, wash these. Let me see if I missed any comments. No, okay. Let's see. Now I need some. I didn't even grab that brown. Hang on. So I'm gonna put like a limb tree here, and where's my black? There's a little bit more black. So I'm just kind of mixing the two, and then I'll like wipe the extra off my brush. And we are going to, let's see. I'm going to put a tree right here. And then I'll probably put some bushes and stuff too behind it, but I just wanted to kind of get that in there right at the moment. And so let's get a bush going here. And then we're definitely going to have to lighten it up, but right now, basically, we're like getting our shapes for basically what we kind of want. And I don't like the way that roof was, so we just kind of tucked it in, and now it's looking okay. All right, so I'm just going to go right into some of the lighter yellow and get our whatever this is in the background. So, and I'm putting it in now, so then when I go back over my tree, I will have that in the background. I mean, this could definitely be a bomb painting, I'm telling you right now. It's been a while since I've done anything to this. You know, usually I'm just doing landscape trees and stuff, not trying to put other things in, but I'm just wanting to be different tonight. Okay, get a little bit more yellow there. So who knows, that tree could be coming around that. Okay, so I still got to put the windows in. I might end up grabbing my big brush here in a minute. Let's see. Let me see if I can get some grass going with this fan brush. Nope, I'm not liking that. Nope, 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 nope. All right, not liking that. This brush is not doing it for me. Nope, nope, nope. It's all about your brush. That's where you can get your textures and stuff like that. Let me see if maybe. Okay, that's looking better. And I am going to pick up some different colors because, again, I want this to kind of be like a fall-ish kind of too much paint. And then I can always go back in and put some more green. I said, I suck at fall paintings. I really, really do, guys. And now we need some of that redder, darker. In with a little bit more of the green, because that's what I do. I always put too much of like the fall colors, and then it just kind of takes away from the painting. So I'm trying to not do that. And we'll fix our path again after. All right, now I'm just gonna grab some yellow and we'll just kind of highlight some of the and I think this is going to be the water or something down here. All right, so now I've got all three colors on my brush here. So let's see if that works better. Yes. Okay, so that is definitely looking more, you know, like a fall. So what I did is I put the yellow ochre, the burnt sienna, and the dark green all on my brush at the same time. And that definitely, so basically I just kind of went like this, and like this. So I gotta get something going over here too. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing on this side yet, but it'll probably be a big tree. All right, so that is definitely the way to go. Take some of that brightness out of there. Yeah, okay, I'm liking that. I'm still not liking this, so that is subject to change here soon. All right, so let's get our cabin, see if I can finish one half of the painting here. So we have got to, let me get my, this one here maybe, this. So this brush here is already like sprayed at the top. So this is a good one to go in and like make lines like in your house. So I'm gonna, let's see. My house was just a little too too dark. All right, so now I'm just going to take a smidge of black and there we go. Okay, just to kind of, you know, have it look like it's wood. Because that is grass, so we need our house to go back over the grass. And then we can put like some bushes or whatever. Okay. Oops, I almost put my brush in my coffee, guys. All right, so I'm just gonna lighten the roof ridge a little bit. Just kind of give a little. Yeah, my daughter, we were doing a painting here one night, and she's like me, if I'm just by myself, I like get lost in my painting. And she dunked her her brush in her water, but didn't realize it and took a drink of it. She was spitting it out. We were laughing so hard, I thought I was going to pee my pants. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I have come close, but I've never, like, drank my water. She did. Oh my gosh. We were dying. Yeah. Luckily, it was acrylic paint. So, you know, she spit it out, and it's not like, you know, we were doing oils where you got paint thinner that you're dealing with, which is also the other reason why I'm using acrylics, because I didn't want to take a chance with my hands. And I'm going to move my coffee because I almost did it again, guys. Just to kind of give my hands a little bit more of a chance to try to heal. All right, so now we're gonna lighten this roof a little bit. And I need a different brush. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm gonna do the dark brown for the shutters. Let's see. Put one there. Let's see. We're gonna do a brown door. And then I'm gonna go in with let me just outline that. And I'm gonna put just a little is gonna be a window. Once that dries, we'll put some light on in there. That's like a little attic space or whatever up there. All right. So I'm going to take some red and some of the yellow ochre, and I'm going to make like an orangey kind of color. And we're going to get some light on in this house. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. And we are going to, let's see. I am gonna take some red and some black. And we're gonna make like a dark red. Almost like a purpley color. And I'm gonna put a bush right in the front. And let's see, we're gonna put another little bush right in here, because these, then we can lighten them with the regular red, but I just want to get some of those fall colors going. And let's see, we'll put some back here. I don't want too many, but I do want to be able to have those pops of color. And let's see, we'll put one right down here. So this is probably going to be like some sort of a rock or something that I don't know yet. Usually I don't paint landscape, and now I'm kicking myself in the, and I usually paint this way, but not these type of scenes. All right, let me go back in with this brown, and let's get our tree going here. Now I'm just running that sideways to kind of give that rounded, and then I'm going to go back in with some more of the dark. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit darker. I'm going to put some black in it. Just putting in some of the darkness here under these roots. Let me mix some of the yellow and the brown and see what kind of brown we get. I mean, there doesn't have to be a lot of highlight on the tree because I made the sky kind of like a, you know, almost like a sunsetting kind of, but I want the tree to be able to stand out, that it looks like a tree. All right, let me grab a liner brush. And we're gonna get some limbs on our tree. Doesn't have to be a lot, but I do want a few. Ugh. All right, and I hate it when I do that because that one's not showing, so I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of the yellow and see if we can just kind of give it some sort of something. Just so you can see that it's a branch. You like that sugar skull? Yeah, I was really nervous. I'm like, I've never done one of those sugar skulls, but it came out good. Oh, you watch with your grandson who lives with you? How old is he? All right. So, let's see. Let me go in with the regular red now and start lightening up these bushes. He likes helping you demold. Yeah, that's always fun. You know, I don't know, like, I know we have these red bushes, like, around, but I don't know what they're called, but I was like, well, we're going to add them to this painting. Okay. Okay. Let me get I got to make my water a little bit bigger, guys. So we're gonna... Oh, he's going in the 2nd grade. So he's at a fun age. That's when they're all about learning and all right. So I'm liking that. So I need to get this dark blue down here because we want it to be like a waterfall cascading. So let's see. Let's see here what I missed. It is hard raising a little one. My granddaughter lived with us for the last 7 years. So yeah, I totally hear ya. But she was in a better place. It took my son forever to finally get custody of her. So yeah, when we finally got her, it was like, yeah. But now she's 19 and she just got her own place with some friends. So that was hard, which I knew it would be hard, but I didn't know it would be as hard as it was. It was actually harder with her moving out than when my own kids moved out, which is weird. All right, so I'm just going in, getting this watery kind of color in because we want this to be dark in order for a waterfall to show. And then I can put some bushes and stuff around or rocks. So now what I have to do is I got to go back in and I've got to put some more darkness under this grass in order for it to like kind of show that there's something here. And the same on this side. All right. All right. I am going to take some white and some black. And I'm going to start on the edge over here because if I don't like it, then I can always put a darker tree there. But I want to try to get like a birch tree. All right, so that worked out good. And then I'll go back in with some black and So these are the ones I'm going to try to put a little bit of the fall colors in. But before I go too far, I need, let's see, I need a little something more in the background here. I just need a little something more going on in the back there. I'm just not liking that. Oh, just put some color in. And then I still got to put the red over that, so. And okay. I'll go in with some yellow ochre and just kind of just so there's different colors. I don't want them all like the same. All right, so that's got a little bit of variation in there. Okay. See, when you don't like the color, you just go back in with a darker and it fixes it. All right, so we've got something going on. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna put like a rock right there, because our waterfall needs something to be damming the water there. So we need to get some sort of rocks or something in the water. And sorry guys, I know this is taking a while. All right, let's black. Okay. So let me grab some, which way am I gonna go? Which, all right. I had to figure out which way I was going because I'm using an angled brush, and yeah, I wanted my okay. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna go back over it with some brighter white. Now, in the meantime, I've got to all right, we're gonna leave that. And I'm gonna work on my birch trees. I did have a small angled brush. This one's pretty hard. I don't know if this is gonna work. All right, so I'm gonna do the black first. And we're gonna and then I'll go back over it with some white in between. So I want to get the tree done, and then I can do the branches. So now I'm gonna just kind of and then if I have to go back and add a little bit more of the black, you know, I can definitely do that. All right. Oh. All right. This brush is not doing what I want. In fact, let me try a different brush. try this one. So what? All right, let's see here. All right. Is that kind of starting to look like a birch tree, guys? I'm trying to get enough different shades of color in there. To try to okay, it is. And the hardest thing is when you're painting, you're up so close that you really can't see like what you're doing. So you have to kind of sometimes stop, step back, and, you know, like kind of look at it again from a different angle. And now got to get a few branches on this. So I'm going to take some black and some white, both on my, and we're just going to black and white, and get some you even went up close. And they don't need a ton of branches, but if I'm going to put some foliage on them, I've got to have enough to kind of show that, you know, that's kind of what I'm going after. Got to put my little one in down there. It's my signature. I always got to have a branch at the bottom broken off. I don't know why. That's just my signature thing. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the same colors that I did in the bottom. The darker yellow, the green, and the like the reddish brown. And I'm using this big brush. All right, so I'm going to do the green, that brown, that yellow, and you know what? We're going to throw a little bit of red in there. And let's hope and pray. Let me try it. Let me try it right here. All right. Oh, you know what though? Birch trees, aren't those mostly yellow when they start to fade? let's put this over here. And I'm not going to do a lot. I want it to look like, you know, most of them have kind of dropped or are dropping. I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to leave this one. Because I like that you can see the you know, the stuff behind it, but yet you can still see that there's leaves. And then I will do the like green and yellow over here. All right. I'm glad I thought of that because we would have had the wrong tree base. All right, so I'm going to pick up the green. I'm going to start with the darker yellow. Just to see kind of how it's looks. And then I can always go in and like this time I'm going to pick up the brighter yellow with the green. So that we will have the two different colors. Now it's not quite fall, but it's just starting. Just adding some more of that little bit darker yellow in areas that I really want the, you know, the limbs to kind of pop. And this almost looks like it's like kind of fallen leaves. So, all right, I'm liking that. All right. Okay, Michelle, stop. This is where you always go crazy. Have to talk to myself. All right. So I'm going to go back. Now we're going to go in with the red because I've got to finish highlighting these little bushes. No birch trees down there. So now I'm just going to pop a little bit of a brighter red on some of these. And let's see. Kind of made like a plummy kind of color. I don't know, just so there's like, you know, something else. not liking. All right, so we're gonna make really dark red, and I'm gonna go back over these. I just don't like that color. I don't. And then I will go over that with the red. Okay. And then we will do up a different green. And I'm gonna have to pull out like another green or something, because all right, so just get some little greenery going down here. I'm going to put a couple steps in there. Cover that one over too, because I don't like that one. And then I'll just pick up the yellow. All right, I'm gonna have to finish this pretty soon because I'm gonna have to go pee. All right, so let's get our little bridge in. And which brush do I want to use? Maybe this one. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the black. And we are going to make, let's see. All right, so I have this come down. And I'm going to take some white. Sorry guys, I get quiet when I'm doing this little detail work. So, let's see. I'm gonna ah. And okay. So now we've just got to take some of the brown and some of the white, and we're gonna just make a dirty kind of something color. I didn't like the color. So I'm changing the color. Okay. And then I'm going to put some little bushes around this path. Okay. Okay. All right. And let me get this. So I'm going to just take the two different yellows and one dab of the green, just to like have a different kind of green. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more of the darker green here. And then we can lighten that up again after. And let me see. I need let's see. So this is like a piece of maybe stone or something that's on the bottom of the stairs. All right. So we got our rocks in. Now let's see. I'm gonna take this and we're gonna go in with all right, so I'm gonna clean this. Gonna get some pure white. And we are gonna let me take one other little brush here. All right, so I'm gonna take All right, guys, we're almost done. I just got to put some light on in the house. Okay. So I'm gonna go. Let's go with this one. Let's get some yellow. I'm gonna put a little reflection down here in the ground. Okay. Um, okay, so now I've got to put some light on these trees. Be a little low in here. And I'm gonna make this a little bit lighter because that light would probably be hitting it. And where was my green? Just to have something down by the riverfront. And then we're going to pick up both yellow and red, and we'll just kind of Yeah. All right. So did I go overboard or not with the variation in color? I tried to keep it definitely all right. Yeah. I think we're gonna call this one. Oh, I gotta finish these bushes. Thought I was done. I thought I was done. So both yellows and that other brown. Let's see what we get here for. And I need a little bit more dark in there. All right. Okay, guys, what do you think? I'm gonna call this one done. Totally different than what I normally would do. Hang on. I've just gotta set these back. You know, just so it's maybe some leaves have blown over or whatever. Okay. So I am gonna sign this and we are done. Holy smokes, guys. Thank you for still being with me. Oh my God. No one knows what you mean by birch bark. All right, so I'm gonna sign this and we're gonna let everybody go to bed. And let's see, I'm gonna sign it in a red. So I signed my first 3 initials of my last name on the front and the date, and then I formally sign it on the back. Oh, this brush sucks, but I'm just gonna go with it, and there we go. So yeah, it's a little different than, you know, what I normally do, but sometimes you got to go out of your comfort zone and try something different. And this was definitely that. Alrighty, guys, I will see you all on the next video. Thank you so much for hanging with me and putting up with me. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Alrighty, guys, bye. Let's see. Now I got to figure out which way. I got to, oh, there we go. Okay, now I can disconnect.